For this step of practice, we're going to be switching things up and trying out white on a black background. This is a great way to really emphasize contrast on your final portrait and something to consider doing as just a different unique material and choice of background color. You could also try a gray background where you can have the best of both worlds, where you're adding white highlights with white material along with black highlights with black pen or black charcoal or a different material. Since this ink was printed on paper, it's going to be trickier to use charcoal or a white colored pencil for this specific practice. But for your final project, if you're using a black or gray drawing paper, it's going to show up really well and work great. So white charcoal on black drawing paper is a great option. However, for this practice, since this is ink that's printed onto paper, it's not going to really show up or work very well. So still try out some sort of other white material, or even trying white charcoal or white colored pencil just to get the idea for practice. But what tends to work best is a white pen, or trying out white acrylic paint with a small paintbrush could be an interesting route to go to. So see what you have available to work with and just try that out and think about your final project if this is a direction that you might want to take things. It's up to you as well for this practice what specific drawing technique that you want to use. So for this, I'm just using hatching to get started, but if you want to try out cross hatching, parallel hatching, you can definitely do that as well. You'll notice with my lines that I'm using rough edges, so I'm not stopping all of these lines along the same spot, but I'm fading them into different areas, to stopping them at different sections so that everything blends together really well. Now I'm going over top with cross hatching just to really emphasize the form and fade the dark into the light areas a little bit more. And then you'll notice at the end here that I'm going over top of everything with a black pen just to transition and fade things more smoothly. So the black pen works great going over top of things. You can outline specific areas, fade or blend things that you weren't able to get as accurately with the white material or white pen that you chose to use. Definitely looking at the reference picture, think about the form and the direction of your lines. So on the lips, instead of drawing straight flat lines that will flatten out the lips, we want to curve our lines following the contour or the form of the lip. So the middle of the lip is where the lip is going to stick out the furthest. So this is where I'm making my circle kind of stick out, or my line stick out the furthest. So I'm making almost a backward C shape on the right, and then as I go towards the left, I flip and make that C shape going out towards the outside. And then underneath the lip, I'm curving my lines to follow the contour or the shape of the lip here. And then I'm crossing over following the shape or the contour of the chin and the shape of the outside of the face. So definitely practice shading the outside of the face. The last thing that I want to mention that you'll notice is this highlight at the top of the lip. So make sure that you do get that highlight sitting right next to a shadow. So you don't want to outline with your white pen, but you want to try to fill in the highlights first and then leave those shadows black.